Is the past a painful place or a pleasurable place? Welcome aboard. Our limbic system, our basic operating system, our fight and fly system is incredibly powerful, and it defaults us to think negatively, particularly in the past. Regret, shouldn't have done this, somebody else shouldn't have spoken to me like this, I shouldn't have done that, why didn't I take this opportunity, why did I get rejected? God, it's miserable. At the end of the day, we're only learning from every single thing we do. There's no losses in life, the way I look at it. There's only learning opportunities, and I think once we default to that, then we can move on. I was up at the airfield I used to fly at as a parachute pilot 26 years ago. It's my first job. So this is where it all started 26 years ago. This is the first place I got a job as a pilot, skydiving pilot. Hinton-In-The Hedges Airfield 26 years ago. I remember starting in November, I think one weekend, it was a Friday or Thursday. I'd finished my commercial pilot's license in Oxford a couple of days before, where I've just been with my kiddies, Millie and Finn in the back. And I came up here, and on the first day we took off, and I felt very grown up because I'd been trained to be the pilot. And the very first flight, the engine started to run rough, and I was unsure, and I thought, this can't be happening to me on my first day. And the jump instructor looked at me with alarm in his eyes, and we both knew that something was up. So I decided to go back. It wasn't an emergency landing, but it was a necessary landing, and that was a real mark for me. The first day I had to deal with a potentially difficult situation. So the point is, it's a reflection now. 26 years later, I'm back where I started from. Haven't been here for years, and I think how far I've come. It's very easy to look back in the past and feel that loss and that grief of things that weren't here. We listen to the music from our past and think, oh God, I regret and I wish I was there. But looking back in the past is all about using it as a reflection point. How did we get to where we are? One tiny step at a time. A big vision broken down into tiny steps. And I'm going to meet Joe Buckley today, who is the pilot here, and I've hooked up with him on LinkedIn, and it's just, he's the same age as I was at that age, and we're going to have a chat. I'm going to find out what he's up to, and it's going to be an incredibly nostalgic moment. So I think for my kids here, that the excitement of where I've come from, where I've got to, now pass it on to the next generation, encourage them to build these big visions and take it step by step. Wonderful. I was reflecting on how far I'd come, made loads of mistakes, haven't got everything right. I have been gripped by the negative emotions, but I realise it's just all part of my journey, and my job now is to try to motivate and inspire and help other people to transform their lives, and passing that message on that actually part of the getting things wrong is perfectly normal. But don't hang around in the past, learn from it, use it for fuel for the adventure of everything to come. So what do you think to the past? Do you think it's a place where you default to hanging around with regret and shame and embarrassment, or wishing it was the way it was in the past? Or do you use it as a great opportunity to help fuel your engines of passion for the future, and to help inspire, motivate and transform other people's lives? Well, let me know in that box below. Love to hear what you have to say. And as always, I wish you all great fortune for your future opportunities and adventures, and please do remember to keep it in the greens.